Hello, good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys updates on a couple of topics that have been in development. The first thing we're going to talk about is the community guideline strike that I received on my channel roughly a weekish ago to the day. And for those of you that don't know, I did receive a community guideline strike for hate speech on an unlisted video that I put up about a week ago. The video was a proof of concept slash trailer video for the Operation Rheinübung project that we got out last Sunday. That video has been up and has been very well received, and I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it. Put a lot of work into that video, and we are very happy with how it turned out, all of us involved. And anyway, the video that I put up that got marked as hate speech was kind of a proof of concept video they actually made 2 years ago. I've been wanting to do some type of cinematic, dramatic recreation of the Battle of the Denmark Strait, the chase for Bismarck, basically Operation Rheinübung, all in one video. And I've been working on it since, getting a storyboard together, finding out, which type of shots do I want to get. It's the first time I've tried to do anything like this on the channel. So the video was just Bot, Hipper sailing, and then me and the Bismarck behind it in a training room, some cinematic shots of that. And that wasn't the part that got flagged. It was the opening part, which was actual footage of the Bismarck launch from 1939. It was some old BBC newsreel footage of the launch of the Bismarck. And that is what more than likely got flagged as hate speech. But that exact same video is actually on YouTube, that 30-second newsreel. It's about half of a 1 minute long newsreel that you can find on YouTube. I'll put a link to it in the description down below. And that video's been up on YouTube. And for some reason, when it's in my video, it got flagged. I'll actually explain why it probably got flagged in my video and maybe not in that other video. But real quick, I want to thank you guys so much for the support that I've been getting through this messed up process with YouTube. The video that I put out explaining the situation that I was in has done very well. It's been shared on Reddit. Even Jingles himself discussed it in his Mingles with Jingles episode 344. And if you're watching, Jingles, thank you so much for mentioning me and my plight right now to your audience. I really can't believe that it actually made it that far. But again, the response and support I've gotten has been tremendous, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. So I've done some digging with how the current system works in YouTube, and apparently the first 20 or 30 seconds of a video has to be squeaky clean, apparently, because the AI looks at that part for some particular reason more so than 5 minutes in. And most of my videos are in the 10 to 20 minute range. That's just kind of how Warships flows. Anything covering Warships, unless it's super short, is going to be roughly 10 to 20 minutes long. So the AI looks very hard at the opening section of the video, which would explain with my video opening up with a shot of the Bismarck's bow with the swastika draped over it. Yeah, that the AI probably saw that and was like, oh, this is interesting. And then the next couple of shots, it was the launch of the Bismarck in Nazi Germany in 1939. They're not exactly going to have flowers. Well, there actually were flowers everywhere, but they're not going to have, what we would consider politically correct flags up everywhere. They're going to be touting their angry plus sign, and that is more than likely what got the video flagged. And the reason that it maybe is getting away with it in the original video is because the original video, the Bismarck launch, it doesn't come up until about 20 to 30 seconds into the newsreel. It's only I think a minute or 2 minute long video on YouTube, but the first 20 to 30 seconds, it's a different part of the newsreel, and then it transitions into the Bismarck launch. So I think that is probably what happened from my understanding of the current YouTube system. That's another thing with YouTube. The system is always changing. It's never the same year to year. I mean, good God, anyone who's been on YouTube for any period of time knows how quick things change around here. So that's probably what happened. I would be willing to bet 99% chance that's what happened with that. I honestly could probably play the video in full right now and be fine, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take that risk because I still have the warning on my channel. Speaking of that, a lot of people have said, well, can't you get in touch with somebody at YouTube? I mean, you got 14,000 subs. You're making money for YouTube. Can't you talk to somebody? Well, it's never been easy to talk with a living person at YouTube. And this is before the Rona, with most of their staff working from home now. Before, if you are a small channel, like even if you still have 100,000 subscribers, it's nigh impossible to talk with a living person at YouTube. There are channels that are, as big as 500 to 1 million subscribers, and they still have trouble getting in touch with a living human being. So my channel with only 14,000 subscribers, I'm trying, but I'm still just bot response here, bot response there. It's hard. It's really hard, and I'm been trying everything I know how to do. I've been emailing them. I put the video out to maybe draw some attention to it, and it has got attention, like I said before, but I've heard nothing back from YouTube besides bot responses. So I'm probably just going to have to take the L and just be super cautious with whatever I upload. Because, again, if there's a slip-up again and something's ruled as hate speech, my channel is done for a week. A full week of no uploading, no posting, nothing for a week. So that's where we're at now with that. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for the support. I'm glad the video did finally get released and everything's fine with it. As you can tell, the first 30 seconds, which was supposed to be footage of the Bismarck launch, I just replaced it with the audio of the launch and basically a slowed down video of a radio, which I think came out pretty well all in all. Anyway, next thing we're going to talk about is clan battles in the CV boycott. So, clan battles was going on for about 2 weeks now. It's down to tier 6. CVs are allowed once again. Now, what's interesting is that, I kid you guys not, the exact same thing that happened with the tier 10 clan battles is happening down at tier 6. One meta is becoming very, very, very obvious, and that's what people are sticking with. So the current meta is 1 CV, 6 graph speed, or 6 perth. Especially graph speed. I'm going to throw a chart up for you guys to look at right now, and this is a chart of ship choices as of 2 weeks into clan battles. Light blue is, inner circle is the class. So dark blue is cruisers, purple is aircraft carriers, green is battleship, orange is DDs. The outer rings are the individual ship breakdowns. So as you can see, cruisers are enormously popular choice at 75% pick. So 75% of players playing clan battles pick cruisers. Battleships and aircraft carriers are currently tied for I guess third place. They're both around I think 6-ish%. Battleships are a little bit ahead right now, and cruisers are in second place with roughly, I think, about 35 or 25 or 15%. The picture's kind of pixely, but you guys get the idea. Cruisers are dominating once again. Now, cruisers should, of course, naturally have a higher pick rate because you can only pick one battleship or one carrier. So cruisers will probably make up a good half of the team. But if that was the case, then there should be a bigger portion of destroyers being represented as well. It gets worse when you look at the individual ship breakdown. In the cruiser slot, a whopping 30% of the cruiser picks are graph speed. And when you take graph speed, you normally take 6 of them. So, again, we're back in the position of 1 CV, 6 of 1 cruiser. Now, the carriers and battleships are kind of tied. But if you look at the carriers, Ryujo is the major pick because AP bombs again. So, we're kind of in the same situation again. Now, this is at all rankings right now, from Hurricane down to Gale. What happened with Season 9, the lower tier teams, so Squall, Gale, and like Storm 3 to Storm 2, you kind of had a good mix of battleship teams and carrier teams, and the ship variety was actually there. But the meta, in order to progress, in order to deal with the CVs, became 1 Hakuru and 6 Venezia or 6 Stalingrad. And we're seeing that in this season of clan battles, but we're seeing it at lower tiers already. In Gale, we're seeing 1 CV, 6 Graf Spee spam. The same thing that's happening at tier 10 CBs is happening at tier 6 CBs. And Wargaming said, the effect of the carriers was going to be less pronounced this season because carriers at tier 6 provide more of a support role than an offensive or defensive role. And as we can see, that's not the case. Now, again, it's kind of just the way CVs operate, in my opinion, because they are designed to be a class of 1 in a battle of 24 players. CVs are designed that way. Battleships, you will anticipate 3 to 4 battleships to be in a 24v24 24v24. I wish it was 24v24. In a 12v12 24-player game mode, you can expect maybe 6 to 8 battleships, depending upon what matchmaking does. And again, another 3 to 4 cruisers and 3 to 4 DDs. But there's only going to be 1 CV per team. Usually, now there are double CV games, but that's not supposed to really be happening up at tier 10, where these clan battles are, most of the time take place. The game balance is just designed around there only being 1 CV in a game of 24. Take that, it cut that down to a game of 14 players, 7v7. The CVs just aren't balanced around that, for one thing. And the other thing, too, is the instant spotting and stuff and things we've talked about already. The nature of carriers just kind of throws all of that out the window. And then, of course, add this in a hyper-competitive mode when players are on comms and communicating. It's a challenge to balance. And I do agree, CV should be in clan battles, but they need to be balanced enough to do so. And it's, again, showing us that they're just changing the meta to the one tactic of, you expand the ship that can deal with the CVs the best. The Graf Spees, they have the health pool and the armor to deal with the carriers and the enemy teams. It's basically the tier 6 Stalingrad. The other ship that we're seeing a lot of spam of is like the Huang He and the Perth smoke cruisers. Because at tier 6, there's no radar to counter smoke, and most of the smoke cruisers also have hydroacoustic search, so you can't charge them with hydro and surprise them. So, yeah, again, it's just a mess. It's a mess already in the second week. Now, the boycott, we've had some really interesting numbers here. So, let me tell you the numbers right now. This is the percent change in decrease players on each server. So North America has seen a 13% decrease from 32,994 battles played to 28,629 battles played. EU, this is the biggest server for World of Warships, has seen a 32% change from 53,654 battles played by this time back in Season 9 to 36,153 battles played in this current season. Asia has seen a 16% decrease in players, so from 29,719 to 24,808. Overall, there has been a 23% decrease in battles played from this season to from last season to this season. So overall, from 116,367 to 89,590 battles played. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, 23%, that doesn't sound like a lot. That's a lot. As someone whose budget for this channel fluctuates with the ad revenue from this channel, a 23% decrease, that's a good chunk of revenue. And a 23% decrease in battles played, that's a lot. That's nothing to scoff off. And keep in mind, it's pretty much the same situation environmentally as from this season to last season with the worldwide pandemic lockdown. A lot of places now are seeing a second wave, and things are still locked down, so people are still staying at home. And this is the result so far of the boycott, because you have a lot of really competitive clans that are just sitting this season out in protest of the imbalance of carriers in clan battles. So that's noticeable. It'd be interesting to see what Wargaming says about this. I don't know what their response is going to be, but it will be interesting to say the least. And keep in mind too, this is with Wargaming also pulling some stuff to where you effectively have to play more clan battles in order to get all of your steel. The way steel rewards usually work in clan battles is that you have a combat mission where it's like win a match, get X amount of steel. It's like 250 or something normally, and you'll have like 10 of those for, let's just say, Storm, 10 for Gale. And as you go up in ranking, the reward is either more or or you get more missions to where you can earn more steel. So this time around, however, at tier 6, you have to win 3 matches to get your steel reward. So instead of having to play, let's say, 10 matches to get all of your steel, you now have to play and win 3 matches, which means you have to play 30 matches to get all of your steel. To where you have to play more matches in order to get your steel. Last season it wasn't like that. You could just play one match, win a match, get your steel. So these numbers are including that too. So keep that in mind. People are having to play more to get more steel, yet the numbers are still down much lower this season than from last season. So that's something, all right. And again, what will Wargaming's response to this be? I don't know. We will see by the end of the season. And keep in mind too, normally the longer clan battles goes on, the less people play, because people get burned out. People get to the top rank and they rank out and they're done, and people just quit, because of course it's an incredibly frustrating mode. Even without CVs, it's a competitive mode. It's very stressful. You get burned out on it, kind of like ranked. So we will see what the future holds for the clan battle season and the boycott. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. That's when this video should be coming out. Hope you are staying safe during these times. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 15,000 subs, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one.